Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to round 3 of 5 here at Nerd Rage Gaming. We've got F&M Live tonight. I'm your host, Andrew Donnelly. With me, my special guest co-host, Matt Hausler.
What's up, Internet?
What is going on, Internet? And I think we may have another guy you know here. Actually, two more guys you know
Oh, jeez.
coming up. What do we got? It's Bart Plonka at 1-1
I know
against
him.
Shane Rigsby 1-1.
I also know him.
And this is...
You called it.
So these two guys, also Nerd Rage regulars.
Absolutely.
Guys who you've played against countless times. What's the lowdown here with these two? What do you think's... Who's got the edge?
That's a good question. So, Bart is playing Jeskai.
Okay.
Jeskai's a pretty good deck all around. I think it's pretty efficient. It's kind of like roller coasting over and under the radar here and there.
Okay.
Whatever like the meta is adapting, like it's kind of shifting around. But it's got potentially an Ascendancy or a Manus Rider. I'm not sure which of the two Bart's gone with. But just doing things fast, getting a board state, overwhelming your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty good. I'm not entirely sure what's happening with Mardu control.
All right. Have you...
I will say this.
Yes.
I've played Shane a few times
Okay.
with his Mardu control deck. And it seems to be like a deck that wants to play the more mid-rangey strategies.
Mm-hmm.
You've got removal, you've got burn, and then you've got like a top-end package of, let's say, Stormbreath Dragon, Sarkhan, I'd imagine.
Okay.
So... yeah, I think Bart's deck might play nicely into what Shane wants it to do.
Gotcha.
So I'll play my removal, I'll nuke your board, I'll get you with the late game stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think I still have to give an edge to Bart here, though.
I'm going to agree with you. I think the Jeskai Tokens deck is the stronger of the two decks.
Yeah.
I guess it's hard for me to talk about the Mardu control list as I don't know if it's actually a control deck. I'm not sure if it controls anything at all. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not.
Are you a bluist?
I am a bluist to begin with. If that's the, I do love me some blue counter magic.
Sure.
But in seeing Shane kind of tune this Mardu list over time, he had come back after the first week of kind of concocting it, and he even said at one point he had whip in it with 4 creatures, and we just said, Shane, what are you doing? Like, you can't put whip in a deck like this. It doesn't do anything.
I would agree with you.
Yeah, so he's kind of tuned it over the course of time, and it's definitely turned into kind of an interesting little brew.
Okay.
Makes me laugh though. I mean,
Are there still whips in it?
No.
Okay.
Afterwards, he approached me and Matt Dow and said, guys, after rewatching the videos, I have taken the whips out.
All right.
So
We'll see. Everyone gets value off of these streams,
They love it. This is always great.
I mean, I love me some whip, but
I don't think you're going to play it in a deck that runs, I think, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I believe 8 Planeswalkers. Maybe
Okay.
9 if I'm miscounting a Sorin in there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if Sorin makes a 2/2, fine. If one of those
What are you whipping
Planeswalkers
back
turns
is
into
my
a
question.
4/4,
You're like, well, maybe
Yeah,
I'll whip one of my 4 Stormwraths back? Yeah, I don't
that gets
know.
a little awkward. I guess we'll see, though.
All right, both players are shuffled up.
Yeah, I haven't seen Bart's Jeskai brew. I know him as the red-white player, and he hosed me with a deflecting palm. So that's always fun. So I'd imagine he has something like that where he is just flooding the board with stuff, attacking, and then maybe surprise deflecting palm your big threat. I don't know, though. He might have abandoned it.
I hope not. I like the defecting palm from Bart. I always thought that was a good strategy.
I loved it. It
kept people on edge.
I actually told him to play it.
We have.
It was kind of one of those, what should I round out this deck with?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess deflecting palm.
So what do you dislike more, deflecting palm or outpost siege? Because you've tussled with both of those cards.
Yeah. Well, see, the problem is that I play both those cards, or could play both of those
Sure.
cards. So it's hard to hate either one because I mean, I do love me some Outpost Siege.
Outpost Siege is a good card.
That card saves people.
Oh, it's a super strong card.
That card saved me a few times.
Shane's deck is removal.deck. That is the truth. Shane looking to go to a mull here, though, against Bart. Bart deciding to keep, as he's got what looked to be a pretty good amount of the varied land that
Lands
you
and
need to
spells.
run the... Yeah.
Yeah, if
I mean,
it's on color.
it's hard, though, because some of these Jeskai tokens lists, like, even if you start with what looks to be a lot of land, quote unquote, if you don't have the right land to get rolling, it can put the deck far behind. Like if you don't hit that Mystic Monastery, or if you don't hit a blue source early, like you're kind of in a pinch.
Gets awkward.
Yeah, definitely.
I could see that. Definitely a case to just run red white.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a hypocrite because I run Mardu.
Okay.
I like the edge it gives me against control decks.
Okay.
But Jeskai's the same thing. Give you some permission, give you some card draw. Why not?
I'm not surprised you're a Mardu player. I mean, splashing black into two colors that are already incredibly strong in the format.
I gotta have black.
Yeah, it seems only better.
Yeah. Gotta have black.
So Shane doesn't look too happy with what he sees off of his 6, but nope, he's gonna ship it as well.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for a control deck.
You definitely do not want that, especially with no draw power. I mean, that's where it's really gonna kind of...
I guess he has Read the Bones.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Sure, maybe. He does. I don't know if he does or not.
Does he run Outpost Siege?
I don't believe so. When the last time I played Shane in the Mardu control deck, the cards I saw were Utter End and a bunch of Planeswalkers.
Okay.
And then I Villainous Wealthed him for X of 9 and got 2 Stormbreaths and a Sarkin. So
it's not bad.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a good Villainous Wealth.
Yeah.
So let's hope he sees something better in 5.
There's a statement you say often.
Yeah.
It was a good Villainous.
Villainous Wealth usually turns out pretty good if X is above like 5. So I think he's gonna just have to keep it. Looks like he's got nothing but land. Is that what I'm saying?
Shane has arrived at the existential quandary of this is not good, but it's kind of funny.
But
so I'm gonna see what happens.
Yeah, I mean,
it looks like mostly lands. He might have some action in there.
At least he'll draw gas late game. He's got to look forward to that.
Yeah, it's better than going to 4. Just make a game of it, Shane.
Yeah, no reason to burden yourself.
Yeah, see what happens. Maybe Bart, kept an awkward hand.
So
Maybe he doesn't have his blue. Does have a Seeker, though.
Has the turn 2 Seeker.
That's the start.
Do you think Bart's on more of the old school Jeskai tokens list with Jeskai Ascendancy, or is he on the Patriot Missile plan that we see guys like Chris Smith and Tommy Tomsovic play?
I would say that going Patriot Missile seems like a better transition from Red-White. Adding an Ascendancy, and you have all these triggers, all these sequencing things to worry about. No disrespect for any player who chooses Patriot Missile over Ascendancy, or by any means, but Bart, though, surprising me with some Ascendancy action.
Slaps the Ascendancy down, and Shane drawing into some gas.
He's ready to go, I guess. He's ready to start.
He's not fearful.
Remembering triggers, untapping guys, getting counters.
It's great.
Throw a few Prowess creatures into the mix.
He's grown up into his magic pants. He's no longer just the deflecting palm guy.
I do kind of hope he still has a deflecting palm, though.
That would be pretty sweet.
I think that'd be fun. Although, in this matchup, it seems a little awkward. I guess we have a Stormbreath and a Sarkin, so...
That card's not awkward, though.
No, that card's going to do some work for Shane's Mull to 5 with little interaction.
To note, Shane did scry and kept a card on top. That was Papa.
Is that an Ugin?
But we see a Crux of Fate here, so Shane does have an answer to the Ravelmaster. Thank God, because that card gets out of hand.
Yeah, keep the board clean. That's your line here, Shane.
Shane drawing well, though. He's drawn a Hero's Downfall.
Hey, man.
Crux of Fate.
This game involves a lot of drawing cards off the top of your deck. It's not going to happen in your 7. You might as well see what happens.
Sure.
If you got the land.
Now, I believe Bart does have a Raise the Alarm in hand, or potentially a Manus Rider, and this might be the Manus Rider coming out here.
Oh, man.
And I love this card. This is...
absolutely.
This is a card that won my heart over immediately.
I mean, we're mixing it in with the Ascendancy.
That's fine.
I've never seen that.
I think I'm actually okay with it.
I don't see why not.
I don't know if I'm playing the 4 of Ascendancy, but I will definitely play 2 of Ascendancy if I'm also going to be running the Manus Riders.
Sure.
So here's Papa Stormbreath. Good answer against this deck.
So I don't know if I attack with it.
Whoa, yeah, I don't think I do that, though.
I want to leave it behind to free block that Mana Strider. That's going to get more than likely gigantic with an Ascendancy out.
Agreed.
Maybe Shane says, I gotta race you. I don't know.
The potential is there for the race, but it's not good. I mean, Ascendancy is essentially free +1/+1.
Yeah.
Now, it does look like Shane also has an additional Crux and an Ugin in hand, so maybe he really wants to, once again, kind of pull Bart in and say, look, I'm riding the line, you gotta ride it too.
Commit to the board.
Yeah, gonna commit your threats.
Gets to keep his dragon.
But this is where things get dangerous now. Bart deciding to end step
That's interesting.
raise the alarm, so he's going to discard a card that is irrelevant right now in the form of Chain to the Rocks.
Cannot chain that Stormbreath to the rocks.
So we'll see an additional draw. Let's see if Bart has some gas here to start firing up this Ascendancy. He does have a Stoke.
Yeah, Stoke's a good start.
Stoke is a fairly good start.
Stoke, essentially a 1-mana spell right now. And it clips that Stormbreath Dragon.
It does, but I don't know. Maybe I take...
Then we just get in for beats.
I might take the bait here, and I might just get in for beats. As crazy as that sounds, like, I don't think I'm committing any more threats to the board. I know Bart has an additional... Raise the Alarm in hand, I believe. But, or I'm sorry, Seeker of the Way. I don't think I'm casting the Seeker.
He also has a Rabble.
So that's what I'm saying. I think I start just beating with what I have.
Oh, yeah.
And let Shane run the Crux out. Because right now we've got what? We've got 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage on the field if we aim the Stoke at his face.
Okay.
And then swing with everything.
Yeah.
Boy.
That seems like a really good line, actually.
If only Void Snare was an instant. I would be on top of the world.
You would love this format.
I would go nuts with Ascendancy. Like, I mean, what else?
I might even play blue.
It'd be blonkers. You'd be going bananas. So I'm hoping this is a... See, I don't like that.
Hook, line, and sinker, Bart.
So now, what is he...
So he's going to run out of Rabble to stoke the Stormbreath.
Okay, so he's taking a safer approach, and I guess that's something to say.
It's still a good, efficient play.
Yeah.
I'd rather not lose my board, though,
but
unless I'm killing Shane.
And here is where we see the downfall of Mr. Plonka, not recognizing the untap trigger from Jeskai Ascendancy, so he isn't getting
an extra 2 damage with that Goblin. Yep.
But we will see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, dropping Shane down to 8 off the 16.
And bye-bye.
See, that's what
Bye-bye, everyone.
Running into that is just not...
It's not fun.
So it's left us with a Seeker, as I hope Bart did not discard the Seeker when he went to mill.
I don't think so.
Thank God.
Yeah, Seeker's still...
Run a threat out.
Still viable.
Shane's still sitting on 5 land, though, which is...
Yeah.
I think Ugin is a new addition to this deck, as I don't remember Ugin being in previous iterations of it.
I mean, why not? If you're hitting...
There's a few reasons why not, I can tell you, because I'm almost positive Shane's deck doesn't run above 24 land.
Okay.
So
then maybe I'd say not. Of note, though, mulliganing to 5, he has found a way to amass more lands than Bart. So maybe he is playing a control-type deck.
Not only that, but has seen 2 very good removal spells, 1 Hero's Downfall, and double Stormbreath. So far, I mean, the gas is real. The problem here is, can he battle through this Seeker?
He's hitting the stuff. Yeah, this Seeker could get out of hand real quick here.
What's good for Bart right now? Treasure Cruise would be optimal.
Shane is threatening to Monstrous with his Stormbreath.
Sure.
So if he keeps attacking with it, though, it's not ideal. He really has to start leaving it back for defense.
Another Rabble.
That's
okay.
fine though. That's not really gonna do much. Sure, we'll take 3. If you don't have a spell, we're totally fine with that. Just have another Crux, Shane.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a Bloodstained. Ugin is not online yet. You gotta start keeping that dragon back.
Yeah, especially now. I mean, now we're dead on board to a Rabble attack.
Right.
So dragon definitely has to stay back.
I'm not gonna lie, the mulligan here actually turned out okay for Shane. It was
a good mulligan. He's getting it off the top.
It's not bad.
That's what you want to happen. I'm wondering what his initial 7 were. Like, did he mulligan a hand that was like land heavy or like land light?
I would assume it was land light, as
Okay.
he did not seem happy when his 6 and 5 were both land heavy.
Okay. Because, yeah, I would keep the 6 if it was land heavy, or the 7. Especially with the moniker of a control deck.
Sure.
You want lands. You want to be able to do your stuff.
Not to mention, he's not really playing anything before the 3, right? So,
No. Yeah, so Shane leaving the Storm Breath back because he has to. He could crack, go to 4, and monstrous it, but I don't know if that
I mean,
does much for him.
it just puts us down.
Yeah.
I mean, right now
he has to block Rabble.
we're forcing Bart to have a spell, a non-creature spell in his hand to kill us. You gotta get rid of the rabble.
I would imagine Bart just played the spell already if he did, though.
You would think so?
Yeah.
Bart also didn't untap his creature to Jeskai Ascendancy.
Bart's not a slow roller, though.
Oh. Is he? Really?
No.
Oh.
He'll play what he's got.
Okay.
If he knows having a spell right now wins him the game, he'd just throw it out.
Yeah. Agreed.
So I'm guessing he doesn't. So it's going to be an interesting combat step here.
What can we do to fake Shane out? Not much.
Leave up a red and a white source
For deflecting.
and bluff the
He's
deflection.
got a Chain to the Rocks. So he's got it here.
Yeah.
He just has to remember how to play Chain to the Rocks.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't see it. Because he is absolutely allowed to play this Chain to the Rocks as an aura that targets
Correct.
a mountain.
Yep.
He does not have to choose a creature with it. He cannot choose one of his own creatures because it's opponent control. And if your opponent doesn't have a target, then
It just
okay.
sits on your mountain.
Yeah, I'll get my Ascendancy trigger, I'll get my Prowess trigger, I'll make goblins, and I'll just swing out.
So Bart has the play in hand. Will he see it?
That's the trick
biggest
here.
thing. Yeah. Coincidentally,
Like if he saw it, he would just be playing
Sure.
it and just doing it.
so we have to cut back to SCG, the last SCG Nerd Rage Gaming hosted, and Alex Pressett with the double Chain to the Rocks to kill his opponent off Prowess triggers.
Yeah.
Super good play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really good play.
I mean, it doesn't need a target. It needs to target a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Once it's on the battlefield, though, that's just a trigger.
So Bart now going full into combat. The Rebel Master becoming a 4/2 with the help of its tiny goblin tokens.
Did not play the chain.
Didn't play the Chain.
Does not have prowess. Does not
So
have
I'm wondering.
ascendancy. Yeah, so Shane, knowing he has to block Rabble.
Yep.
So I mean, let's just assume that like that Chain to the Rocks was another land or just garbage. I mean, he's still got a board state and can probably just get Chain right now. Which
Shane's gonna show
so-
him the Ugin, which I don't agree with.
no.
And then
No, save that.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have ran that out there.
Is that an Archangel? A Resolute Archangel?
It is possible that is a Resolute Archangel. Once again, this deck has kind of grown up recently from what I remember.
That's spicy.
Yeah, it's pretty spicy. So, regardless of not seeing the Chain to the Rocks play, though, Bart
Still got it.
still gets there.
That's fine. Hopefully he'll
Mr. Plonka,
Hopefully he'll
once
watch
again.
this and realize that he can play that chain and just win a turn sooner.
Sure. So as both players are reaching for the sideboards, we have their sideboards in front of us. I've got Shane's here for Mardu control. He has double deflecting palm in the sideboard.
Love it.
He has 3 Read the Bones. Those are in the sideboard. 3 Glare of Heresy. 3 Thoughtseize. A lot of 3s.
Interesting.
2 Disperse. 2 Despise. And then 2 Anger of the Gods.
Okay. Well, I like anger.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're making Bart commit his spells on your turn to pump his guys out of range, you're still kind of getting value out of it. Really like the deflecting palm. I mean, just from what we know with these Jeskai token decks, they kind of amass a board and then just send in a whole bunch of damage. If you can like turn that around into like 10 of that damage coming at me is gonna instead go to you.
Yeah.
Big swing. Glare Heresy. You can clip the Ascendancy and most of Bart's threats. Uh, don't really like Despise or Thoughtseize too much. They might, I mean, Despise, I don't know if it'll hit much, especially if Bart goes on the plan of take out the Rabble Masters,
Sure.
because now I'm on the draw. And Read the Bones, if you want to be a real control deck and get card draw,
Yeah.
I'd say bring those in.
I think that's a good card.
I think that might have like helped Shane in that late game where it was kind of just a stall and he needed like action. So maybe bring in 1 or 2 Read the Bones.
All right.
I don't know if you need all 3.
I like to Read the Bones, Anger of the Gods too. I think
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I
on
think
that.
Anger is a solid choice.
So
I
what do we
think those
got?
two will definitely come in.
What do we got for Mr. Plonka over there in Jeskai tokens?
So Bart's working with 3 Disdainful Strokes, 2 Hushwing Griff, 2 Erase, 2 Chain to the Rocks, 2 Glare of Heresy, 2 Negates, and 2 Anger of the Gods.
Cards that like negates, snap it off.
Yeah.
You saw your opponent play just
removal.
Stormbreath Dragons, and that's it. So I'd snap the negates off super fast.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't see many like white permanents from Shane, so I don't think Glares come in. Didn't see an enchantment, so no erase necessary. Disdainful Stroke.
Yeah, I'd bring it in.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, so here's the thing.
It deals with his like win cons.
Well, we saw Stormbreath Crux,
Mm-hmm.
Hero's Downfall, and then he showed us an Ugin.
He showed us Ugin.
So now we know that there's a okay, you've got Hero's Downfall, that's fine, but you also have permanents that three
Yeah.
other permanents that are above.
He also showed us a Resolute Archangel.
Yeah, I wonder if did Bart see that? That'd be interesting.
Well, like Shane like pointed it out to him. Like, look at this
Okay.
card I was gonna draw, and like win me the game.
Yeah, all right. So
So-
we're snapping those off.
So this brings into mind the 2 of Hushwing Griff in Bart's sideboard. Normally, I'd say just leave it out, but maybe it's considerable now. Now that Shane like openly gave away that information, that yeah, you can maybe like go back to 20, but if I just flash this in and
Yeah.
keep you at your life total, I don't know. Maybe Bart doesn't see that though.
So what do we think? The Disdainful Strokes are coming in.
Sure.
The Gates are coming in. We're
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna do the same. Here's what we're gonna do: is
We're gonna
do
become more of a control
deck. We're gonna out control the Mardu control list.
Yeah, which
I'm fine
seems
with that.
entirely possible.
Yeah, why not?
In your colors.
Funny enough, people were surprised I didn't pick up the Ascendancy combo list in Standard. Didn't like it. Didn't
it's-
draw me to it.
well,
The
it's not
Patriot
like-
Missile I feel like is a little bit better, but still a lot of creatures in these decks.
Well, these are like aggro-based strategies.
Yeah, I'm not about that life.
You're about control. Yeah.
I like to control people.
They just do things like they do impressive things quick.
Oh, they do.
That's
I
not what
like
control's
Jeskai
about.
Ascendancy. I'm just not. Ugh,
Yeah.
gross creatures. What are those?
What do those do?
So both players trading lands here.
Looks like they're both happy with their 7. So we'll see a full game of Magic here.
Let's hope so. I'm not.
cards
I'm
in
not
hand.
even mad at. Actually, Shane's Mulda 5 turned out to
he-
be pretty good.
He made a game of it for
He
sure.
did. So this is definitely interesting.
So Bart with the ideal turn 2 secret play.
God, that's timely.
Always a start. Always a good start. So Shane's got the Archangel in hand. Looks like a Crackling Doom.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like he's waiting to bait a spell out of Bart to clip that Seeker with a Crackling Doom.
That Crackling Doom, pretty effective. It's a really powerful card.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
that's
fan of
like
that
the
card?
cornerstone of my deck.
Yeah. It's good. Super good against the infamous blue-white devotion deck that I have played for some time.
Oh yeah, it does what it needs to do against that deck.
So we'll see.
So yeah, here comes the attack. Shane gonna grab a black source. Guess he could have grabbed a mountain too, but he's definitely gonna fire off this Doom. I wonder if he wants to play the bluff game and see if Bart will still commit a spell that pumps his Seeker.
I mean,
Or
he
if
only
he
has a
just fires
few
it
options
off.
here. So he did this in response to combat, and just
Yeah.
like you said,
Just gonna fire it off.
Shane, just like Bart, if they have it, he's gonna snap it off. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Absolutely. That's fine. That Archangel in hand though, he's just gonna gain all that life back.
He's gonna get that life
You
back.
might as well take a few hits. I'm all for it. Is Bart gonna crack a Wilds?
So Shane ripping another Crackling Doom off the top. Is that what that was?
that is a Crackling Doom.
Wow.
So just has to wait for Bart to commit another creature.
Mm-hmm.
He's in business. A little more awkward if it's a token generator.
Yeah. Still good against Rabblemaster though. I mean, you don't even let him go to combat. You just fire it off.
Rabblemaster or Mana Strider, I think Shane would be just overjoyed to see.
Thrilled to hit.
Committed to the table right now. So Bart looks like he's got a Seeker up front. He's probably gonna let that die to the wolves first.
And I think that's okay too. I mean,
it's like your most expendable threat, I'd say.
Bart definitely trying to figure out there how to make white 1 was that was the plan there. He like had the plains and the mountain together at first, then went to Mountain Island. That didn't work, so we're back to Plains Mountain to get the Seeker out.
Yeah, Bart again. He puts it all out there. There's a reason he's leaving blue up.
Yeah.
It's not for a negate though, because he lets that Doom just take care of his Seeker. So.
And I'm actually okay with that. With Bart being on, with Shane being on the play, Bart being on the draw. If I have a negate, I'm not using it to protect my Seeker.
Sure.
I think I'm waiting for my opponent on the turn 5 play to potentially play a Sarkin or another high-powered Planeswalker.
I like that, yeah. So, of note, I don't think Bart has had anything worth keeping the blue up for.
Okay.
So, just kind of bluffing, I guess.
That's fine, though.
Yeah.
All about it.
So, yeah, here comes the Outburst. That's gonna...
This will be interesting to see if Shane bites the bullet here and decides to crux these tokens. I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, it seems...
But it's possible he does.
It seems like bad value, especially knowing that Bart has like...
It's just not...
Bart has like a full hand here of stuff, and yeah, he's gonna get value off that Stoke.
Why not?
That seems fine. Two spells for Bart.
Your opponent made a hasty play to wipe tokens away, and you still get to fire off your instant.
It's a 1-for-1.
Yeah, why not?
It just I mean, if you're under the gun and you have to do it, that's one thing. But we've got a lot of turns left in this game, and Shane's still sitting on that Archangel,
which does
I'm
what?
So when it enters the battlefield,
right, you go up to your starting life total.
Yeah.
Now remember, that's gaining life.
It is.
It's considered. As Tree of Redemption has taught us.
It's considered gaining life, and it's however much will put you back up to 20. And Bart, sure enough, will get to lead out his Rabblemaster, which, smartly enough, he left behind.
Yeah. I can't imagine that's great.
Yeah, so...
Timely Hero's Downfall, though?
Yeah, that's fine. Again, I'm just of the line right now that I've got like a huge Hauser in my deck. Like,
sure.
I'm going to gain a bunch of life. Let him come at me with his stuff. I do like dealing with Rabblemaster, though, before it gets out of hand. But yeah, like you said, that Crux seemed a little desperate.
Yeah.
So Bart got 6 mana, going to get in with that Goblin. And the follow-up, alright, so...
The Wingmate Rock, okay.
That seems...
I'm alright with that.
That seems fine, yeah. I think Shane has another Crux.
And an Elspeth in hand.
It's still just a 1-for-1, so we're fine with that. That Crux I agree with a little bit more. But yeah, it's still like the same value. You're still just clipping one creature, even though it generated a token. You're still just getting one card out of his hand, and you might want those Cruxes later for when Bart maybe gets an Ascendancy, tokens
on the field.
Yeah,
sure. With Elspeth in hand, though, here, Shane's got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I think Shane has this game under control, so to speak.
Yeah.
He's got the stuff, and he's like just choosing to lead with his removal. And I guess he just wants to play it into an empty board. All these things are like totally capable of dealing with any board state Bart can generate at this point. So I imagine he'll just commit a threat now.
No reason not to
play
the Elspeth here.
Get some tokens, play your own game, and hopefully Bart can deal with this, but I don't think so. think
If he
Elspeth
had no,
will just
yeah, if
take
he had
over.
no control in his hand now, I mean, I'm surprised. Like, once again, Shane didn't hesitate, but then again, Bart didn't make a move to try and contest, saying that I may potentially have a negate or I may have.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, yep, you got it. So Bart's best bet is to just stoke Shane, I think.
So we're on the plan of.
And did he also strike him? All right, so what do you got to follow up with that hasty use of your burn, Bart? Where's the kill?
Whoops.
Yeah, that.
Now, if
Yeah.
we, what would be good here? What could we use?
I guess if you have like a Manus Rider, you can.
Manus Rider would be pretty strong here.
That'd be nice. It still doesn't kill like 2 Manus
I mean,
Riders.
well, no. If you get a Manus Rider, it's a 2-turn clock.
That's true.
Shane has to have removal for it,
He does. But
and he's fired off a ton of removal already. So
I think we'd see that Manus Rider on the
Yeah.
board if Bart had it already, though. So, but Shane gonna just get more lands, extend
No.
the board.
play the
Boom.
Resolute.
I'm at 20. Come on, Bart. Have a Hushwing Griff.
Shane incredibly excited about Resolute Archangel resolving, or maybe not resolving. Nope, no, it resolves.
I wanted Bart to have a Hushwing Griff real
Did
bad
you?
there.
Is that what you
Yeah.
wanted?
That was it. That was the blowout.
The Hushwing Griff.
No
blowout.
Griff, though, so we're going to gain our life, get more tokens, get in for 3 damage, and yeah, I think this game's...
Pretty wrapped up.
Yeah, Shane holding is that Revoke Existence? Or Vanishing Light? It looks like it deals with a creature if he puts it out, so... I don't see Bart able
It looks
to
like
do
actually
it.
it looks like double Banishing Light.
Yeah, so... That's fine. An embarrassment of riches for a board state that can win you the game. Bart gonna try and match the tokens that Elspeth generates,
Right.
but that's an uphill battle. Looks like he has a Jeskai charm.
Interesting.
I don't know what good it does here, though.
Not much.
Yeah, not,
I mean,
not after Shane.
it
goes
may
back
have
to
been
20.
good earlier when we could have, I guess, thrown it at Shane's face, just like all our other burn, and like
Yeah, that would have been nice.
maybe have killed him.
Yep. That was it.
Wow, I'm honestly surprised that Bart did not bring in any form of control. That maybe he just hasn't seen them,
It's possible.
but it feels so loose.
Yeah, it seems like he's just getting buried under Shane's removal. Even though he snapped off a Crux a little preemptively, he drew another one.
Mhm.
He's been able to contain Bart's board, so the end result remains the same. Shane's just going to take over the game with his late game stuff.
And there were a lot of people there who were agreeing with Shane's use of Crux against the Wingmate Rock.
Yeah, the Wingmate Rock play was fine. Because, yeah, you don't want to deal with 6 power in the air.
Sure.
You don't want a 1-for-1 like with a spot removal, so you might as well Crux. The Outburst, though,
Yeah.
I would hold on to. Because Shane could have another Crux in his hand right now.
Mm-hmm.
Again, at this state, it'd just be like overkill. But you never know.
Very true. So,
Like,
Bart-
Shane could have easily survived, like, an attack or 2 from 3 Goblin tokens.
yeah.
And then if Bart goes, okay, here's a Wingmate Rock, then it's like, alright, Cruxia, next turn I'm getting my Resolute Angel, and I'm gaining life. I mean, but if Shane wins this game, you know,
Hey,
he wins the game.
we're going to game 3 then.
Can't fault him first
And
place.
That's what it looks like,
Yep.
baby. So we'll at least get another game 3 in here as Shane takes game 2 1-1.
Resolute Archangel.
Just off the back of the Resolute Archangel. What did we go? We went from 6 to
20.
6 to 20.
Yep.
Okay, that's
Seems
not
alright.
bad. It's a 14-point life swing.
I'll take it. We'll gain 14 life.
Yeah, that seemed good.
It seems fun.
Yeah, it seems all right.
Now, I really want these Hushwing Griffs in Bart's deck.
Do you?
Yeah, I think they're absolutely justified now.
I'd really like to see a counterspell. I'd like to see a
That too.
disdainful stroke, and I'd like to see a negate.
Yep.
I feel like that just gets us there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
It's a fair call.
They're
Bart,
pretty
Bart notably
good.
on the play this game, so
Definitely.
he'll be looking for a fast start.
Hopefully he finds it. I like to watch these Jeskai Tekkens. Like I like the decks when Jeskai Sensi gets rolling. They're super fun to watch.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really good.
They just do ridiculous things. I mean, it's so innocuous to just see like 3 tokens on the board.
Just crush
and
someone.
you're just like, all right, go ahead. They untap. They commit more. They just, they get like 5/5s.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
They're attacking for 15. They've committed like 3 more tokens to the board, and then they just stoke you out.
And then they just burn you.
All right.
They're like, well, that seals the deal.
That's Jeskai tokens. So, yeah, Bart probably hoping for a game more like that for this game 3. Shane's removal, though, I mean, it does fit nicely into Bart's plan. The main board cruxes, he's got Bile Blights, he's got Hero's Downfalls. As long as he just keeps that board state under control, his late stuff can easily take over this game.
Anger the Gods, Crackling Dooms. I mean,
yeah, still good.
Just a load of removal.
Yeah, even Crackling Doom was surprisingly good in that game, even though it usually doesn't match up well against tokens. Bart was like running out his actual creatures. So I would say like Bart's best line is actually to maybe start aggressively with his token generators.
Yeah.
And then save his creatures for later on.
Okay.
Maybe.
Force Shane to use some bad spot removal on.
Yeah,
fair.
force Shane to commit those spot removals to his tokens.
Yeah.
And if he has Crux, he has Crux. Yeah.
I think I'm okay with that.
If you get a bunch of damage out of it, and you have a Hushwing Griff to answer his Archangel, you'll be just fine.
A Hushwing Griff. Oh, the number of times I've seen Hushwing Griff actually cast is...
It's not much.
Yeah.
I tried it for a while. It's not just totally impressive.
Just doesn't get you there, I guess.
Like, you were playing it for Siege Rhino.
Yeah.
And, like, the whole thing with Siege Rhino is, like, alright, so you let them play it, and you remove it. They still got a Helix out of it.
Yep.
So with Hushwing Griff, you're letting them play the Rhino. You blank their Helix, but they still get a 4/5
with
trample out of
trample.
it.
Yeah, which seems
it's
good.
just, like, a win-win either way.
And you
for
have
them.
a 3/1 flyer, if I remember correctly?
2/1.
Oh.
2/1 flyer.
Oh.
With flash.
Boy.
Yeah, it's not the best stats.
How much is it? Does it cost 4 or 3?
That's 3.
It's
Yeah,
3.
it's a
So
free
it's
drop.
even. It's like a bad even mind sensor that shuts off under the battlefield abilities. It's like I think I just want even mind sensor.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't
I
help me
think so.
against Rhino, but
It doesn't, but it's still
better.
at least has play in Legacy decks.
So both players leading off.
It has a price tag.
That's true.
Yeah.
Both players leading off with the tap lands.
Again, we're good with our 7.
Yeah, Shane scried to the top.
We'll see who gets to do what they want first.
Seeker? No Seeker.
No Seeker for Bart. He has a Ascendancy, a Mana Confluence. Looks like a Stoke, maybe a Hordling Outburst.
I can't say the Hordling Outburst is going to do a ton, only because Shane is sitting on double Anger the Gods. But the Ascendancy is good here.
Yeah, I mean, Ascendancy on turn 3 is your ideal start, if nothing else.
So let's see. Does Shane not have... He's got double red, so Anger is live.
It looks like he's got one in his hand, too. Yeah, Shane holding on to an Anger. So let's see what Bart decides to commit. It's going to be a 4-drop. Ooh, Outpost Siege.
Loving it.
Oh, that's techie.
What does he want to put it on?
Well, I imagine at this board state he's going to choose cons.
Yeah.
I could see a justification for dragons, just to get value out of your stuff that dies right away. If you've got the token generators in your hand and you're just going to turn your Hordling Outburst into an Arc Lightning,
yeah,
whatever, that's fine. I suspect he chose cons, yeah. Just bury him with card advantage. That
seems good against Shane's deck, as it
Yeah.
naturally does not have any way to...
Just want to out-control control.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's what Outpost Siege does for us. So I imagine Bart will just throw this bolt at Shane's face. Use it or lose it. And then get your Ascendancy trigger.
This is nice, though. It's allowing Bart to dig.
Yeah, he
kind of sculpt his hand.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, Bart's going to see a lot of cards this game. Of note, Shane's sideboarding plans are none to deal with these enchantments.
Right.
So, I mean,
I guess Thoughtseize is really his... Never mind. No,
yeah,
Thoughtseize. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's
too late.
the plan.
Thoughtseize, no good when things are already on the board.
Surprising that there's no glares. I mean, granted,
Yeah.
it doesn't take care of the Outpost Siege, but it takes care of the Ascendancy, so we'll see another burn spell off the top of Bart.
Taking care of Ascendancy is priority number 1.
So is that kind of... I wonder if that's maybe what Bart needs to sideboard more into. Maybe if he sideboards into more of a burn package?
Yeah, that seems good.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean...
4 at your face.
That's alright.
For free. It's
And,
not a card
and he
I
still
drew.
gets to just filter through,
And
right?
now yep. I like it.
I'm
It's
okay
a
with
great
this.
start for Bart, yeah. He traded in his things that die for
Things that deal
that
direct damage to your dome.
give him more cards and deal damage, yeah.
Value.
I like it. That's a good play. He might have his... I think he has had a stroke.
Oh, very
Okay.
true. Also, Shane does have Banishing Light.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
That can handle the enchantments.
Well, hopefully he has some in his hand, because...
Well,
there you go. Good job, Shane.
ask and you shall receive.
So I wonder what Shane picks here, because I think the clear target's Ascendancy. Shane opting for his
Outpost Siege. That's okay, though, because it's also shutting down. Now you're forcing, if Bart wants to draw more cards, you're forcing him to spend
To
cards.
commit.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, either way, I think it's fine. Whichever one you pick, you're doing something.
Shane does not seem happy, though, with his hand beyond that.
It's a fine start.
Bart's going to fetch.
So at this point, I think this Ascendancy needs to start netting him some token makers, and he just needs to keep getting in for damage.
He might just be looking for that turn where he can really set something up that's...
Yep. There's the strike.
I'm not even mad. I actually like the fact that Bart is just burning him. Like,
I mean, yeah.
it's pretty great. So we're gonna ditch the land.
Ditch the land, sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Shane frustrated here that he has a handful of removal and nothing to use it on. That's just brutal.
That's absolutely right. And of note, Bart's got counter spells
In his hand? Get out of here.
Looks like he's got a cruise in hand.
Fire it off.
I think I saw a stroke. Yeah, he's definitely firing.
And this
us
is the
off.
best part: is Shane has mana up in against a Mardu control list.
And yeah,
You just don't even care.
you may draw 3. Well, you may. All right, so you get to loot.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you get to draw 3.
Oh,
And I'll see more burn.
it's so good.
I think, yeah, so I think Bart, pitches his counterspell here.
Is that
And
wait?
just holds
they're
out to
all-
the burn.
So he's got 2 Stokes, a counterspell, and what's the fourth? Is that an unknown?
Yeah, I can't tell. Yeah,
So he ditches
the
that.
Stoke.
Yep. And now he draws 3.
And now I'll draw 3.
I can't imagine Shane's really gonna like how this turns out. Oh,
Alright, so
this is nuts.
not a bad start. Bart with a Ancestral Recall.
Good. Hey, love it, baby.
Is that why that card's good?
Oh,
Is
it's alright.
Is that what it does?
I mean, it's not instant speed, but
That's true. Yeah, that's fine. I'm alright with that. Bart looks like, yeah, he's going to commit to the board. Shane might be actually happy because he gets to use some of his removal.
sure.
He does have an anger that he's been holding on to. And Bart, I don't think, has the resource to grow them out of range.
But here
Yeah,
So
so
he's gonna Bioblade, so just burn him.
he'll just Bile
Burn
Blade.
him to the dome.
Yep, get value off that stove.
Fire
Yep.
it, Bart.
Seems good.
Look at this. You don't even this is just so funny because you don't have to care about what your opponent's really doing as far as oh man, are they gonna potentially counter my spells? I'm just gonna go wild.
Doesn't matter. I have Stokes.
Oh man.
I have nearly free Stokes.
That are making you waste spells or use the spells that you have in your hand that you're already frustrated for not being able to cast.
Yeah, I think Bart missed a Ascendancy trigger.
I thought he ditched the mountain for his last one.
All right, so he's good.
So this is great now because we can play another group of.
Yep.
I guess the only
Absolutely
bad part here is that Bart may not have anything that finishes the
Finishes
game
off, yeah.
until he draws a Jeskai Charm and now could just kill Shane.
Yep, he's got it. So you get your 3 goblins, and
Oh no, you can't cast it this
you
turn.
go Stoke Charm.
Yeah.
Unless there's an Archangel on the way.
Oh
looks
no,
like
there's a Sorin.
Yeah, that's too slow. Yep,
Stoke you.
get stoked. Go to 2.
Show you the charm. Don't even. I wouldn't even.
Can you gain?
Can you
18
counter
life
this
right now?
Oh, you can't.
Cannot. No.
That's a shame. So we see Bart pick up the speed of play here,
Yeah,
as there is
he
only
knows.
actually 4 minutes left.
Sure, Soren. Yeah, that's fine. Make a guy. Sure.
Yep.
My charm hits you in the face.
So maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we screw the control plan in your sideboard for Jeskai tokens. Is
All
you
burn.
just slide in just tons of burn.
I mean, Bart. Yeah, he knows this deck better than I would. He had a good read on that to just go with card advantage and burn.
Yeah.
And now he will.
Don't even. I wouldn't draw.
He will finish off.
Is that a
this
lightning
game.
strike too? I'll
Yep.
burn you. He says.
And boom.
And that's it.
GG's.
Bart Plonka going to take it 2-1 over Shane Rigsby.
Yeah, that was a good game 3.
That was definitely a good game.
That was
three.
that was the
That was
game
the
of
magic we
game.
wanted to see from the beginning.
Yeah, I liked that game.
Yeah, that was impressive. Very good. Very good for Bart. I don't necessarily think Bart was trying to slow roll it there. I think he was just waiting for the correct time to play the spell. You know what I mean? He wasn't trying to slow roll. He just
He didn't
wanted
have
to,
mana up. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was either Stoke or Charm.
yeah, and drawing a lightning strike off the top is just that